I want to talk about what Austinox got me into again. Austinox can't help himself, has to get me into trouble, but this is actually informative and pretty good, so I'm going to cover this part of it. The irony is Austinox himself is an individual entity, okay? He is my editor, but he also works with other people, and this is what he does. He's a human being with his own thoughts and his own opinions, but because we are so conditioned into thinking like, oh no, dude, he's your slave. Everything that he does at your behest. When Austinox is talking about ReactGate or whatever, people get super mad, and then they just start lying. The same lies resurface every single time. Yeah, you should control him better is always the take that people have. This is a good one though, because this is a positive tweet overall. I'm against streamers uploading reacts of their full videos to YouTube, but there's a separate argument that streamers watching videos helps the original creator. Hasan watched the video back in April, so I asked his creator to see its analytics and what happened since. Alex Novel, Skateballin3, posted a video titled, I tricked the Daily Wire into hiring a leftist on April 19th. After 7 days, it had 3,467 views. His channel had 1,912 subscribers. I saw the video, tweeted about it, and then Hasan watched it on his stream. Hasan watched the video in full with 27,000 viewers and then linked it in his chat. The current discourse is that doing this steals views from the video creator and that those 27,000 views are the views of the original video will not receive. So let's now look at the video analytics. The day Hasan watched this and linked Alex's video in the chat, it gained 5,946 views, more than all of its views since publishing. In the week after that, YouTube began heavily promoting the video in the algorithm where it gained 100,535 views in 7 days. Alex gained 5,100 subscribers. Alex's video, which was sitting at 3,400 views before, now has 189,000 views after receiving a boost from one streamer watching it and linking the video. The day Hasan watched the video on his stream is marked with a red line. His channel, which had 1,912 subscribers, now has 17,489 subscribers. Here's when I watched the video. And here's when I watched the video again. Actually, all of Alex Novel's videos saw a small boost the day Hasan watched it, meaning that YouTube began promoting his entire channel, or that viewers from Hasan went on to watch his other videos too. Hasan should not have uploaded his reaction to Alex's entire video on his own channel, so it's a good thing he didn't. Alex uploaded Hasan's reaction himself. A few fan clip channels did too, linking back to Alex's original video, boosting it even further. This is in the comment on whether reacting is transformative and no streamer should act entitled to watch YouTube videos on their streams if creators tell them not to, but a big reason many creators are okay with this is that they see a similar boost on the traffic sent. In short, React streamers arguing that watching videos and linking back to them helps the original creator by sending new audiences clearly reflected here. A larger channel like Lamino doesn't need a streamer's boost for a video to do well, but it would likely still help. The ReactGate never ends, but this is good, and it also boosts Alex's channel, so I'm happy to see it. The irony, of course, is that people like Ludwig and many others have talked about ReactGate or how bad reactions are or whatever, which is really weird because one, Ludwig himself is a reactor, and two, didn't Ludwig quite literally do a test where he wanted to blow up a YouTube channel out of nothing, and if I recall correctly, quite literally tried to get a streamer's attention by linking it. Ludwig did it to Miskiv. Miskiv watched the video, and then he made an entire video about how a streamer reacting to a YouTube video is actually not a bad thing. There's a lot of contention on reactions online. A lot of arguments are made on reactions online. I understand it. There are plenty of videos that you just like play and you don't add any feedback to. A lot of people do this. I have done this as well, something I readily admit. And that comes across as very frustrating for YouTube, some YouTube content creators, rarely ever the people that are actually being offended. Like the offense is done to another YouTuber, and then there's a couple YouTubers who have made it their careers to talk about React content over and over and over again. Now, I do not upload full video reacts onto my main channel. This is the only channel that I own and operate on top of the podcast. We have HasanAbi Gaming, and we have the secret channel, the second channel. This is all vlog stuff, okay? I do not upload full fucking videos that I watch on here. Even if I watch a long video that is really good, like Peter Santinello's videos, okay? I often will add a tremendous amount of commentary, and if I'm going to upload it onto my main channel, I will ensure that it is truly transformative. This video and my reaction to this video on my YouTube channel is absolutely within the boundaries of fair use, okay? Because that's what I believe people want to see. They want to see my reaction and the additional commentary that I provide backpacking off of the original work of art, okay? However, I also personally do not believe in intellectual property, and therefore I open up my intellectual property, me watching videos, reacting to videos, whatever the fuck, even my stream across the board. I let people utilize it, which whichever way they see fit, which is precisely the reason why there is a blossoming, massive HasanAbi Clips industrial complex. A lot of you guys have engaged in it. A lot of you guys probably watch it, and do some of those channels that are not affiliated with me and I have no control over sometimes upload full-blown reacts. Absolutely. Do I like that? Absolutely not. I wish, and because I have no control over them, because I've released my IP, because I think that's the best way to go about it, I wish that they wouldn't just fucking straight up do a VOD rip, okay? I wish that they would edit parts where there's dead air, or that I'm not actually fucking reacting, or not in my chair because I had to get up over the course of an 8-hour broadcast where I get up for 1 minute and 21 seconds to pee. You guys have timed me, or maximum 3 minutes to let Kaya pee or poo, okay? Before Kaya, I did not have any of that. I used to cook back in the day. I had a system where I would keep the video going and I would watch while I was cooking, and I would run into my desk and stop the video when there was a moment, there was an objectionable moment or something like that, when I wanted to criticize something in the video or whatever. One thing that haters don't understand is that it's not even about how much you pause it, and it's about the depth of the commentary added. Some reactors may pause a lot, but you specifically add enough context that even if it was the same length, then the react is 100% transformative. Yes. So that is the reason why the real meme isn't necessarily that I am chair reactor or whatever, as my haters love to complain. The real problem is that I am HasanAbi. I pause a video, and so much that even if you were to look at the full chunk of the VOD where I'm watching a video's runtime could be 20 minutes to 30 minutes, but my entire VOD proportion dedicated to that video will usually be around at least an hour. I usually double the runtime, okay? And here's a great example of this, yeah. This one has 950,000 views, not even on my main channel. 24-minute Jubilee video triggers HasanAbi for 2 hours. Liberal teens versus conservative parents. And that's edited. Daily Dose usually edits his videos. So my point is, I don't think people are having an honest conversation whenever they try to like pull me into this. I do think that there are positives to reacting. Ultimately, my view shared on intellectual property is not universal and is not shared by others. I have a tremendous amount of respect for content creators. If they are uncomfortable with me watching one of their videos on my Twitch stream, I will never do it again, and I will apologize to them personally. If one of my channels, like not my actual channel, but one of the fan channels uploads something that I've reacted to and they don't like it, I think they have every right to claim it or immediately address it, and I will take it down. I will go to the fan channel and tell them to take it down personally, and that's it. I do think that it's ultimately a good thing, especially watching YouTube videos, that you are adding a lot of commentary to and that you are urging your audience to go and watch is overall a good thing. And the overwhelming majority of content creators understand that they benefit from it. I am a content creator myself, not just on Twitch, but also I make YouTube exclusive content as well. I started off making YouTube exclusive content in the beginning. That's how I started my career before I went on Twitch. And I, from a content creator perspective, always loved when other Twitch streamers react to my content. I do not care if they re-upload it, but that's just me. But the reason why I have that perspective is because I know that it's beneficial for my channel and it's beneficial for me, okay? So just remember that. That is part of the reason why I usually just don't even engage in this discussion and I just keep doing what I'm doing. A lot of people that I know and have reacted to, as a matter of fact, have talked a lot about the ReactGate stuff this time around, whether it be Tier Zoo or ordinary gamers, Mudahar, people that I know, that I've met, that I've hung out with, that I talk to on a regular basis. And while they are also anti-react in some ways, they still personally understand the good that comes out of people ultimately reacting to your YouTube videos. I have two different types of, I guess, reactions. Either I react to a video because I use it as a complimentary video to what I'm talking about narratively, or I react to a video because it's contentious and I don't agree with it. But neither of which is shallow at the end of the day. People do put a lot of fucking work into their YouTube videos, and I respect them and I appreciate them, okay? That's why oftentimes if there's something that is up for debate, if people don't like it, if people don't like something that I did, I will immediately try to rectify the situation, okay? I don't just like let videos run. There was definitely a time when I did a couple of years in the past, and even then, I wasn't just like letting videos run. I was watching them on either another screen that is connected to my kitchen or watching them on my phone because I was simulcasting it to my phone. But the optics of it were terrible, and I recognized that, which is why I stopped cooking and instead changed it so that I wasn't away from camera for extended periods of time. I can understand why creators might not like the reaction uploads, but I also feel like no one has been able to show how this materially damages them in any way. This controversy is dumb. There are things that people can say. People, you could say that like, you took away these viewers from me. You are cucking me in the algorithm. Your reaction is pushing me down in the algo, right? Like there are certain arguments you can make. I don't agree with that, I think. Talked about the positive aspect of potential reacts, okay? The first time this cycle of drama happened, I made a point that everybody yelled at me for. I said, what people are doing when they play video games technically falls under similar boundaries for intellectual property. You didn't make the video game. You're not a developer. Even if you were a developer, you only played on one aspect of the fucking video game. I've said this so many fucking times, and every single time people crammed those words back into my mouth. Since then, our friend Point Crow has received the absolute fucking worst end of that bargain from the piece of shit scumbags over at fucking Nintendo. Video game companies have the capacity to DMCA people, and they often do it. Video game developers have DMCA'd content creators either individually or across the board. It does not matter. Just because some IP holders are way more understanding and recognize that playing video games on stream is actually beneficial for the fucking video game developers does not change that reality. And we yell at them when they do so. But ultimately, that's how it works. It is the same principle behind it. Now, obviously, I'm not saying some random fucking YouTuber is the same as Nintendo. That's why I have a lot of respect for individual content creators, and if they have an issue with that, I will immediately try to address it. But the idea that video games are not a part of this conversation is not a correct one. You're just operating under the notion that just because video game companies don't do it, that they can't do it. It's not your video game. You are just simply purchasing it. That doesn't mean you have the rights to technically rebroadcast it. Or if you feel like you do, a video game company could revoke that at any given moment. And they have. That's it. The reason why I mentioned the video game thing is because everybody fucking told me, Hasan, that's impossible. You're so dumb for making that comparison. And look where we're at. We are all in the same fucking battle when it comes to yelling at Nintendo. Some Twitter losers praise Asmongold but will shit on you. They're all hypocrites. No, if the content creator is a celebrated one online, then most people won't shit on them or bring their name up. XQC has been reacting in the same way to the same exact shit when I was getting ass fucked online, but nobody brought him up in that conversation with the same tenacity that they're currently trying to bring me up in the conversation with XQC, because it's not just about reaction. It's about weaponizing a wave against the content creator that you hate. I've made this argument many times. I think it's correct. I think people don't mind it for the most part because they recognize that it's beneficial. To be fair, in Point Crow's case, it was because he used a modded game that was beyond what the game was originally designed for. It used unauthorized code and not necessarily because he was making videos of said games. First of all, it doesn't fucking matter. Nintendo is absolutely ridiculous for hitting that DMCA button. And secondly, you're not even fully correct on this. Nintendo also will literally take quality of life modifications that are valid for like Super Smash tournaments and shit and will make it so that you can't have a Super Smash tournament. Fuck you. Even if it's literally a quality of life improvement on the fucking original game. Do you think I know a little bit more about the situation that you do? Possibly because I know these people personally, whether it be Point Crow or even fucking Ludwig. And no, Nintendo came after all of his videos for the most part. Here's a tweet that popped off. So Neo explains this video shows HC reacting to my video. He leaves the room for 5 seconds of the video, then returns 10 minutes later making a mockery out of the fact that he's not reacting. Okay? That video went viral. Everyone is like eating XQC's ass and trying to eat my ass as well. This guy goes, except for Germa, I've never seen anything good posted about popular streamers. They radiate the same energy as the Paul brothers in 2017 with everything you hear about them being purely negative. So I have a take on this, which is, yeah, of course everything you hear about streamers is negative because people fucking clout farm. If you look at Twitter to understand what I do here, I am sex trafficking children apparently, and also murdering my editors while simultaneously playing YouTube videos and leaving, okay? People just straight up lie. Newsflash, nobody wants to watch 8 fucking hours of content, which is understandable. And turns out if you're live for 8 hours, then you can very clearly clip shit out of context and make it seem like this is an ongoing thing. So obviously you're going to hear things that are negative. It's a deeply frustrating thing, but it is what it is. It's like, yeah, guess what, dude? Of course you're not going to hear when this community raises $1.7 million for the earthquake victims in Turkey and Syria, because that's not hot for Twitter. That's not. That's it. One of the things that is always frustrating to me is like people look at Twitter and they're like, yeah, all I hear about these guys guys are that they're fucking giant pieces of shit. It's like, yeah, of course you think that we're giant pieces of shit because you're just only looking at Twitter. And I don't expect you to like actually sit through anything, but just like have a little bit more media literacy and recognize that a lot of shit that bangs on Twitter is negative stuff. Germa is a wonderful beacon of light in this space. I do agree. He's very creative. He's bold. He's great. But ultimately, the reason why you don't hear about bad things about Germa is because he streams. He exclusively does like creative stuff that pushes the boundaries. Plus, he has a very loving and adoring community that isn't constantly up his asshole to like cut negative content. Anyway, Ludwig hit the classic Doug Northern Lion, Virtual, Squeaks, Foosly, Cutie, Sea Dog, Iron Mouse, Moo Moo, Todic, Lily Pichu. There's a lot of good streamers, which is right. These guys are great. And I said jokingly hello, and everybody ate my ass like as though we're not fucking friends. You know what I mean? A lot of this is directed almost entirely at XQC. I've already gone through my ReactGate stuff a million times over, but I still posted this regardless. Here it is. These are the only 4 channels that I control. Every other HasanAbi channel you see on YouTube is fan operated. I don't mind if they make money re-uploading my live streams and monetizing it for themselves. You can email or strike them if you have issues with the content they're uploading. When people do straight VOD rips in the HasanAbi Clips Industrial Complex, because I don't care about IP, they don't end up posting like an actually edited transformative piece of work. No matter what I'm reacting to, 98% of the time, the reaction that I have to a YouTube video is conducted in a way with a YouTube video in mind. It's so perfectly created so that you can like chop it and keep the parts that make sense narratively and ultimately put a reaction video up there if you want to do that. I've talked about this a lot before. Obviously, because it is done live, there are going to be blemishes, but if you're uploading it onto YouTube where it's like directly competing with the original, for example, then yes, you have to ensure that that live video is not a direct copy of the original work and is worthy of being uploaded to YouTube. Honestly, do you think the part of the Clips Complex who just uploaded unedited segments can be harmful with this whole new drama in mind, not counting full body archive channels? Yes, I think so too. I agree. Which is why I said, look, if you have an issue with one of these channels, then take them down because they should know better. If I did not allow fan channels to upload shit and make money for themselves, I do not make any money off of my fan channels. I do not care. As long as they link to the original video, as long as it's like edited and it's not just like bullshit, dead air. A really funny moment that happened is that the chair meme, originally the Hermie meme, was a meme that we created in this community, and then it left the actual target market, which was like an inter-community meme, and it became something that the haters use. Because of that reason, for example, and I will tell you, a friend of the show is currently working on a massive YouTube essay. They reached out to me and said, hey, I put a chair meme, but I just realized that like the ReactGate stuff is heating up again, and I wanted to see if you were comfortable with it. I'm probably going to take it out because I don't want you to get unnecessary heat, which was very nice. I'm not gonna say who. After the video comes out, I'll talk about it, but it was very nice of them to literally reach out to me to be like, hey, I was going to do this meme, but now I realize like people are just going to fucking probably use it against you. What kind of content would you make if you didn't make reaction content? I mean, I make plenty of content that is not even in the boundaries of what people consider react content or low effort content because I am, for the most part, doing political commentary. That's usually what I do. And even my react content is usually political commentary. I do think that there's validity to the frustration that YouTube content creators feel with respect to what like Twitch streamers do and their uploads, which is why I try to ensure that it is done as best as possible. Okay? I try to ensure that it is as ethical as possible. There might still be issues overall, but almost all of the issues often stem from fan channels that upload not like a React video that is edited, chopped down so it actually makes sense, but a React video that's slapped from the VOD, zero edits, just taken a VOD piece and just re-uploading it immediately to be first to market while simultaneously taking the thumbnail that the other content creator worked hard on and slapping my face on it. You can't do that. If that's what you're doing, then yeah, you deserve to be fucking DMCA'd. Just because I do not have any restrictions on my IP doesn't fucking mean that you can just do that. And there are some channels that even Moist Critical has had issue with. Other podcasts have had issue with. There are certain channels out there on YouTube that literally will take every streamer's content and will re-upload it in the exact same way that I'm talking about. And they constantly get me in trouble. They get Charlie in trouble, even though most people don't yell at Charlie because, you know, Charlie is beloved and well-liked and he's a YouTube first content creator. But it is fucking ridiculous. And I've told YouTube they know about the problem and there's no way for us to be able to deal with it. And these are bot channels. They're not fans. They're just bot channels that are taking advantage. And they even DMCA fan channels that are actually genuinely editing videos. I don't want to start copy claiming fan channels, but if this keeps up, it seems like we're gonna have to do that, and I don't want to do that because it goes against my principles. But that's what it's leading down to. It's leading down to a situation where I have to fucking start actually applying my own fucking IP rules in an effort to ensure that the stuff that's on YouTube is kosher. My main channel is not re-uploading shit. It's always a completely transformative product. So fan channels should try and follow that same principle if they don't want to get fucking DMCA'd by other YouTubers. And there's plenty. I react to so much over the course of an 8-hour stream. You're just being lazy. You just want to be first to market and you're just doing a straight VOD rip, okay? The irony is a lot of people that are critical of like XQC's reactions, or a lot of people that have like thrown their hat in the ring, I've personally reacted to. If I'm watching a video, I'm going to make damn sure that I'm fucking beating it to the ground. I'm adding additional context or whatever. Usually I will step away for like a brief moment to pee or whatever. You're always going to find that. But ultimately, that kind of stuff should not be in the re-upload. Some of these should not even be uploaded at all. One other thing that I was thinking about as far as like the final aspect of the ReactGate, if it's a smaller content creator or like a mid-sized content creator and they just made like a big ass YouTube video, I think me reacting to that immediately is not a good thing. As long as it's an older video, I'm fine with it because it does have a tendency to give it more life. Here's Tierzoo's take on it. They can't keep getting away with a YouTube video lazy reaction from a YouTuber who spends months on that video. For what it's worth, I enjoy having my content reacted to. I like seeing people laugh at the jokes and marvel at the shocking moments. If you're a React streamer and you genuinely engage in my content, by all means, watch it with your chat. The issue is when it becomes obvious that the streamer is exploiting my content to fill time or give themselves a break, when they're engaged with something else as the video plays, whether it's eating their dinner or answering text messages or whatever. And lastly, of course, do not re-upload an unedited VOD of the reaction to YouTube. Is just not cool. Yeah. Neither. I just don't want to start beef with XQC, and that's his actual channel. These clip channels aren't owned by Hasan, but since Hasan and I know each other, I feel comfortable at least asking. I'm not going to copy strike anyone myself, though. Nothing to do with politics. A lot of these content creators that are like anti-ReactGate or a part of the ReactGate discourse right now, I have talked to in the past, and I have personal communications with in the past. So if there's any kind of issue, like, well, I'll immediately take care of it. YouTubers themselves oftentimes have like a more nuanced perspective on the matter, and yet the people that ride or die for these conversations are oftentimes not content creators themselves. They're just fans that have like this incredible point of view on it where they're like, this is the most immoral thing that you could possibly do. And they're especially geared by some YouTubers who do have a very strong opinion on this. YouTubers I will not be naming, but YouTubers I've never personally reacted to ever or knew about even. So that's it. Yeah, it's about teamwork.
Why did you move?
We need to organize a stair.
Everybody leave before Hasan gets
Together we can do
Teamwork makes the dream work. Oh, that was so easy.
We are the best.
Oh, God. This is progress, though. We are so much better at not
We
pushing
are
the button
getting
now.
better.
Oh, too much dangling! Okay, what's easier, passing legislation or this? Be honest.